Hello!
Hello!
Well, this week we're going to talk about something that a lot of people are asking.
Yeah, we are gonna talk about how much does it cost to build a shipping container house.
So, let's get started!
Well, in order to make it easier to understand, we are gonna divide all the costs we had until now into steps. So, step number 1, footings.
Well, footings is really specific on our case. We have two footings in one. If you didn't watch yet, it's here. So, we have a underground footing. On the top of that, we have a precast concrete footing that we just put on place to make the house higher. But that we got as a donation. That means the only money we need to pay for that was the transport to bring all the pieces here, and that costs us an extra $138. So that means in our case, we didn't pay for the entire footing, but that's what we paid.
Yeah.
So let's step number 2 now.
The shipping container itself.
Which ship container did you buy?
A 40-foot shipping container, high cube.
Yeah, so basically we have one shipping container, and this shipping container could not get to the land because it was too long and the road was like do turns, and we couldn't bring like the whole shipping container. So when we bought, we asked the company to cut in half, and when they cut in half they need to do like a reinforcement around. So that means we have three amounts involved on the shipping container. The shipping container itself, that's the price. The cut and reinforcement, that's the price. And the transport, that's the price. With the total of $3,230, that's the full amount for shipping container, modification, and transport.
Yeah, the third step is the cut and welding.
Yeah. Once we had the shipping container on the land, because it was a long shipping container, we cut in half and did an L. When we did that, one of the internal walls was closed and one of the outside walls was open. So we need to cut this wall and transfer this wall. I don't need to explain, you watch the episode. So after that, we did all the openings. We cut the shipping container in 11 parts, I guess, like 11 openings.
Yeah.
And we weld the metal around.
And we also did a junction and the connection between both parts of the
We also
container.
spent some money doing reinforcements of the junction between both sides of the house. So for that we can put here. So basically, the last one, mosquito.
Babe.
No, it's all good. It's here. So to cut the shipping container, that's the amount of angle grinder discs we use. So that's the cutting disc, the grinding disc, flat disc, and the metal brush disc. So that's the total amount with discs that's cutting. With welding, as you guys know, we use MIG welding, that there is gas and wire. So we spend 25 kilos of wire, plus I think it was like 4 bottles of gas or 5? 5 bottles of gas, and that's the total for gas. And we need to buy extra steel, the tubings, to do the frame, to build the frames around the windows and to do the reinforcement of the junction, and that's the amount we spend on steel. We still have some of this left, you're going to use in the future, and we also use this steel to do the support of the roof and the wooden deck. So that's the total amount. We're not including here all the painting, because that's going to be an extra section of the total. So let's go to number 4.
Doors and windows.
Doors and windows.
So we divided into entry door and hunting.
I'm hunting mosquitoes today.
And the wooden door, we include the door frame, the rings, the handle, and the wooden finishing
of the outside. The inside we didn't do yet. So basically,
no painting.
So that's what includes, and that's the amount we paid for the wooden part of for the door.
Aluminum and windows doors.
Aluminum windows and doors. The total is this total. I'm not. I don't remember. But I think it's 10. And the total cost is this. So
the installation.
Yeah, because this price we just said before is just for the windows and doors. That's it. But to install, we still need to buy polyurethane and expandable foam and all other screws, and that's the price we paid for all the installation part. And we use 7 cans of expandable foam and 6 bottles of polyurethane and a few screws.
So
And the total is this. That's the total for all the doors, all the windows, and all the installation. That's the price, not counting painting again.
now we can talk about painting.
Painting.
Painting, we are counting all the painting we had until now.
So basically, we divide in categories of paint, of all sorts: metal, wood, everything together.
Yeah.
Plastic. So primer, that was the amount.
Rust converter,
That's the amount.
thinner.
We use 7 liters of thinner so far. In thinner is not just to mix with the paint, but also to clean for all sorts of things. That's the thinner.
Synthetic enamel,
Synthetic enamel includes the gray one that we paint the metal, not this one, but the windows, and it's gonna be the color of the shipping container in the future, and the white one that we paint the door.
black matte vinyl,
Black matte vinyl we use for the roof, and we use for the supports of the roof.
asphalt paint,
It's basically for the roof. We use 6.3 liters of asphalt paint total in the roof, and that's the total of painting adds up to $295. That's the other thing is we spend more than we should in painting because we didn't use every single can we bought. Like primer, we still have like half of one bottle, half of another one, half, because we change the kind of primers we use, but we still are gonna use in the future. So it's not that we use the whole thing, but we still have leftovers to use in the future.
Now we are gonna talk about the deck, roof, and gutter.
That's what we've been working on for almost 2 months now. So that's almost the price of the shipping container itself.
Yeah. So we have the roof itself, the aluminum.
Yeah.
Zinc.
Yeah, the main roof is made out of alu zinc, and there's 4 small corners that we did on aluminum, and the total of alu zinc and aluminum plus EPS and glue all together was a total of $550.
More the pressure treated pine that we use it to support the roof.
Yeah, we had some stripes of wood to support the roof that cost us $71.
The metallic asphalt tape.
That's basically to seal the connection between the wood and the roof. That was 45 meters by 10 centimeters, and that cost us $46.
Yeah. The beams and the joists.
Yeah, that was the structural part of the roof. That's all Angelum, and that cost us $677.
The pressure treated pines for decking.
Yeah, that's only the decking, just the top part of the wooden deck, and that cost us $615.
Plus 18 liters of stain.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna use a lot less stain, but the first coat of stain, the wood just absorbs so much. It's like a drunken wood, but drinks only stain. And that was $221 just for stain, and we still didn't finish. We still have some stain to buy.
Yeah.
Happens.
Metal brackets.
The brackets that connects the beams to the joists, we decided
we made.
Yeah, and the cost was basically the metal, and the painting was added to the paint already. So that's basically the metals for the L-shaped metal. That was $32.
Screws.
Oh, screws. So far on the roof and the deck, we use around 2,600.
Yeah.
2,600 screws, and that cost us $96.
The wooden filler for the wood.
Oh yeah, the filler is $5.
Yeah. The gutter system.
Yeah, the gutter system, only the pipes and all the plastic parts, that was $116. The painting is included on the painting already.
So the deck, the roof, and the gutter
all together $2,400 plus $30. Yeah, $2,430. That's the total amount for the wooden deck, the gutter, and the roof. But we didn't include the finishing around the joists, and underneath the joists we're gonna still have some more wood that I think we're gonna spend maybe $200 and something like that, and then we're gonna finish the whole thing. Maybe in the end it's gonna be $2,600 the whole roof and deck, hopefully.
Now miscellaneous.
Yeah, the thing is that's all we spend, but we have a lot of miscellaneous stuff like gloves,
masks,
drews, and sandpapers, and all sorts of small things that doesn't go anywhere else. So that we spent $523 on this extra stuff.
So the whole house
was that. So yeah, we can put the whole thing here. So that's how much the house costs, and the total price is this one, $9,927. So we can put $10,000. Give and take. It's just around $10,000.
And about the equipment.
Oh yeah, we bought all our equipments. It's not fair to add this price of equipment on the house, but just so you guys know, we spent $4,185 in equipment, but that's all things that we can sell later when we finish the house. So that means the total amount was like something between $14,000 and $15,000 so far, and that includes the shipping container on the location with all the windows and doors installed, with the roof and the wooden deck.
And painted.
And painted, not the shipping container, the roof, the wooden deck. So there is no furniture yet. There is no plumbing yet. Yeah, there is no plumbing. There is no electric part.
The inside is empty, so we need to do all the inside part.
Yeah, how much is the total gonna cost? We don't really know yet.
Could be cheaper. Could be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what we spend now could be cheaper. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Let us know in the comment section below if we think we spend too much money or if it's still cheap. What do you think? You think it's good? You think it's bad? Oh, for Brazilians, because a lot of Brazilians watch the video, the dollar we use, because we are in Brazil, so we spend everything in our money. That's reais. So basically, we spend the money not in dollars. We convert to dollars the price. Yeah. So in Brazil, you just multiply by 3.25, and that's the amount you get. So basically, just get $14,000 times 3.25, and you get the real Brazilian price. People always asking how much it's gonna cost in the end. We don't really know yet. We have an expectation to get the total price between $15,000 and $20,000, not counting equipment. But who knows? Might be cheaper, might be a little bit expensive. I don't know. It's just like a guess. And
for next week,
we're gonna finish the wooden deck. Hopefully, the reason why we didn't show you guys the roof and the wooden deck today is because we don't want to show you 2 weeks in a row the same thing. Like
we are still painting.
We're still painting it, and right now what we are doing is the same thing we did on the other side.
But we are trying to get it better. We have some.
Yeah, to be honest,
to improve.
Yeah, we didn't like the idea of doing an episode about half of the wooden deck, but that was good because you used some of the comments from last week's video, and we are fixing some stuff for the second part of the.
We are improving the second part.
It's always like that. The first half of the house is not as good as the second half because we learn there and we fix some.
Yes.
Happens. But for next week, hopefully, we're gonna have more progress on the wooden deck. Hopefully, if it doesn't rain, because this week's just raining a lot, but we'll get there. And I guess
see you guys
next week.